Hey everyone, happy Monday. Thanks for joining us for the Hatch Homes Group. And it is our weekly market update. Before we get into our topic, remember to like and subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing. Okay, so we want to kind of give some advice this week to sellers and buyers to navigate this kind of new market we're in through this shift. So this week, actually, the regional multiple listing service put out their inventory numbers, and we did increase in inventory by 1.4. So you guys, that's not huge. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it is an increase in inventory. So we're kind of seeing buyers see some things and think, oh, we're all of a sudden in a buyer's market when we're not, but it is a lot better for buyers. And then sellers are just not there yet. They're not there yet at all. So let's kind of break down some advice for you buyers and sellers to get through this market shift with a little bit more ease for all.
So I'm sure you're seeing a lot of articles right now with the uptick in sale fails and the uptick in inventory. Buyers right now are thinking they have a lot more leverage, and in some cases they are, that there's not as many bidding wars in those turnkey, modern, move-in ready homes. That is still the case. We're finding it a lot, but they do have a lot more options. So some people are pulling out in sale fails because they're seeing things they don't want to take on. But a real large percent of those are people who weren't locked into their rate. And so when those rates had those big spikes, they all of a sudden couldn't afford those houses they were in contract with, and they had to pull out.
Yeah, so it's not like Armageddon. It's not like, oh my gosh, everyone backed out of their deal. The market is crashing.
It's just changing, which is, kind of natural, right? And yeah. So also, have you ever bought a house but you're still set up on your searches, so you keep looking, but you're in contract on this house and you see something better over there, and that's totally natural, and we can by all means go check it out. But things to take into consideration is that you are investing in the home that you put an offer on, because you should be very excited about it. You're not only excited, but you've invested the cost of the inspections and your time, and you're taking a home off the market, and you're having a good time with it. But remember that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Just because you see this other house over there doesn't mean that it's not going to be competitive. And the bottom line is that you're committed to this house that you put this offer on because it's exciting, and you should be, because we prep you before you even make the offers to go out there and find what you love. And just remembering that kind of commitment level is exciting, but you're always going to see something else, right? It's just natural.
I think that we'll just see that a lot in this market right now with buyers that didn't have much inventory to choose from in the last market. And so there wasn't really any grass is greener on the other side. And now they have that. So they're just like, oh man, maybe I should really take advantage of that. And we've all kind of felt that too. With buyers, where all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, there's more options. I don't need to jump on this one, or I don't need to move forward on that one.
Yeah, and they have a little bit more time to consider, and that's a good thing. It really is.
Okay, so we've talked about buyer expectations. Let's talk briefly about seller expectations. Last week, we had nearly twice as many listings came on the market than sold. So there's a lot of competition. Sellers are going to have to be a little less picky about repairs, and they have a little less power, and they're having to be very careful about pricing. A lot of realtors are talking to sellers right now about pricing, and so it's important to take the advice of a good realtor with pricing in your market.
Yeah, I've had some conversations with other realtors recently where they didn't get a listing because they wanted to be really realistic on the price, and they lost to somebody that would price it really high. And I think that what we've experienced in this market is that the ones that are still selling quickly and for a lot are priced on the lower end of the comparable sales.
Yeah.
And the ones that are sitting a little bit longer are priced towards the higher end of comparable sales. And so like it's natural for a seller to want to like pick the realtor that will like tell them the highest price. But in this market, you really need to be careful with that, and you really need to strategize your price. And believe us, we sell a lot of houses, so we have firsthand experience of what that is like.
And I know I'm looking at those comparable sales, like the comparable sales that we're going off of may have been 3 months ago, or months ago when there was a lot less inventory, so things were selling over asking price. So it's important to look at the original list price and what the market is doing right now compared to then.
Yes.
And readjusting your.
Yeah. And I know that's so hard for sellers because they're just like, they've been seeing that for so long, and it happened fast, but it happened, you guys, like the shift happened. So buyers, like you've got more options. It's actually a better market for you. Totally, but it's not a buyer's market. So asking a seller to do $30,000, $50,000 of repairs is still like probably, it depends on the situation. It's gonna be a real hard pill to swallow for a seller. And sellers, like, even though your buyer like is not buying the house for maybe what your neighbor sold, but you're still getting a good price, to that buyer, they are actually spending almost double on your house, right? Because of interest rates. So you're getting that good price. Buyers still want to get into a home, but it is more expensive for a buyer. So you have to expect that they're going to want the condition of the house to just be a little bit more dialed in than what buyers of the past were. So just meet in the middle a little bit more, guys, in a normalized market. Again, multiple offers are still happening, but it's just a lot less. So let's get on the same page.
Meet in the middle. Shift with it, guys. Right?
With it. Let's
hopefully that's helpful. I hope that this all makes sense and helps everybody. And if there's something you want to hear or talk about, please let us know, reach out, and remember to like and subscribe. Have a great week.
It's up there and down
Yeah.
there, right?